What's up, everyone? Welcome to War Stories, a podcast about drugs and the people that do them.
I'm Dylan Kendrick, and this is the podcast where we sit down with our favorite people and get to know them a little bit and learn about their craziest drug stories.
That's right.
It's story time.
War Stories contains real conversations about sex, drugs, and alcohol use. Viewer discretion advised.
Guitar solo.
Yeah. All right, so today we have on Brian Gendron. Brian, what to know about Brian? Brian runs a great club in the city, the Riot Comedy Club. Been doing stand-up for 7 years? 8?
6 years.
6 years? Okay, nice. Yeah. You started in Houston, right?
Yeah, I started at the
yeah,
Riot,
Houston
or
boy.
Rudyard's, yeah.
Yeah, that's where you actually started.
First set,
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Nice. What made you go out the first time? I do want to know that.
My kid was just born, my youngest, so he was
Okay.
like 3 months old. And you guys aren't dads yet, right?
No.
But you'll get there like
Yeah.
where, or maybe not, Dylan.
No,
but,
Not him, never.
yeah, looking fertile.
Please, God, no.
We don't need it anymore. But the hair.
But you don't have any purpose. And the baby wakes up and cries, and
Yeah.
it's the mom's got to nurse it, feed it. So I just like had to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I had also, sort of in line with the theme of the podcast, I just become sober because I was a
Right.
party idiot for
Yeah.
most of my life.
Okay.
And so it was a 5-minute walk to Rudyard's from where I lived.
It's insane that was the timing, and then you just ended up being right by the Riot. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'd been going to Rudyard's for a few years.
Okay.
Like I was
went
good
to watch
friends.
and
Yeah.
Well, I knew Grady is like a high school. Grady Pruitt.
really?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
real
yeah.
funny comic from Houston. He was like a high school kid that used to work at the place I worked. He would help me with marketing events,
Interesting.
like setting up chairs and like he'd clean the office on the weekends with his dad and stuff.
You're like, I want to hang out with that kid.
Well, I didn't.
how old was Grady?
I didn't. He was just kind of this quiet kid. But I
Yeah.
found his dad showed me a flyer that he was in stand-up.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, he performs regularly at Rudyard's. So that's
You're
when
like,
it
if this
cued
kid
me.
can do it, anybody
Yeah.
can do it.
Not him.
Yeah.
There is a comic that I can say that about, but it's not him. Nor will I share
Can
that.
we say that? We can do it. We
hit
can bleep it
hit
out.
that mute button.
Yeah.
We'll cover it up.
Yeah, nor will I share that. But that is what happened. So I would go to the mic, and I always kind of fantasized about doing
Yeah.
it, but never really did it.
Right.
And then just between sobriety and my child just being annoying all night, it just forced me out of the house.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
hit that first set, first 2 minutes bombed, and then after that I started getting some laughs. And
Yeah.
you guys know we're after that validation every night. Call Grady. I'm like, where do I do
Especially
this tomorrow?
freshly sober, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I found my
I
new
need
drug.
it.
Yeah, I can still go. Yeah, right. It was.
Exactly,
It really was.
yeah. Dude,
That's-
because when I
Yeah.
started, I was 2
Yeah.
years sober, and you start doing well, you're like, oh,
I
yeah,
found my
that's
new
that's the
addiction.
good shit right there. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I
it's
think-
crazy, man.
I think for both of us, I mean, at least for me, I got sober and was like, what do I do now? And so, I found stand-up, and it's been great.
I
So-
had just always wanted to start it, but once you get going, it's
Yeah.
an addictive thing.
We,
you know?
you
It's
liked going to
momentum.
bars. That was a cool part
Yeah,
of it, and being
yeah,
social, and you
for
still
sure.
get to do that.
That's a
so
good point,
that helps too.
There also,
Yeah.
I feel like there is a part of it where, like, similar to like in addiction when you have ups and downs. Same with stand up. Like, you'll have a high and then you'll bomb and be like, but
have
it's
a
part
hangover.
of the
Yeah.
part of the thing. You're
Yeah.
addicted to that too, you know.
It hurts, but it's also like I feel
Yeah,
alive.
like when I was in the throes of addiction, even the shitty parts,
Yeah.
you're kind of like you somewhat enjoy it, if that makes
that's
sense. You
you
know, 'cause you're-
romanticize it.
Okay, so Brian, what was the first drug you ever did?
First.
How old were you and what was it? Anything? Booze, weed? What do you? What
Cigarettes.
was it?
Cigarettes was a big thing when I was a kid.
You always like to open up to.
No,
cigarettes.
That was mine.
That was your
mine.
opener?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Virginia Slims, dude.
Cigarettes were my opener. I
Yeah.
remember, I don't remember who it was on my bus, but they gave me 2 cigarettes that they had stole from their parents in
Wow.
a stapler box at the bottom. There's 2 of
Okay.
them.
Oh, they really snuck them in there. They had
Yeah,
some spy
they were
shit going on.
merits.
Yeah.
I remember.
Merits.
Merit,
I don't
yeah.
even
Merit?
heard of that, bro.
That's what my parents that smoked.
Oh, you
too.
were broke growing up.
Yeah.
I've never
yeah.
even heard of that before.
I know. Yeah, they had merit miles, I think, but they didn't get you
Merit
anything.
miles.
You just
Oh
collect
my
them.
God.
And there's-
Marlboro
Yeah, it
points?
doesn't
You
even
couldn't
earn
trade
you
them in for
anything.
anything.
They're like, you can have a Diet Pepsi with this.
So anyway, so that and I smoked some. I don't think I even inhaled, but that was like the first. Just
Yeah.
felt
With
cool.
the cigarette?
Me and a friend smoking, lighting those things up.
How old
and-
were you?
that's the other question. I think I was like 12.
Okay.
12. That
That's
sounds
about
about
right.
right. I think so.
12.
Yeah,
Track.
that's usually about right.
Yeah, and then
what I did.
about that time started getting into weed too. and
Okay. Was that the?
yeah.
What was the first time you got either high or drunk? Like, was weed the first time you?
Yeah,
felt?
weed. I would say it was 7th grade. So I don't
Wow,
know
that's
however-
pretty. That's
how
kind of young.
old-
Yeah.
How old are you in 7th grade? I don't know.
Like 12, 13.
Yeah, I think probably 12,
Yeah,
right? And we were like in
yeah.
a fort in the, kind of a fort
the
in the
woods.
woods.
Good, good place for a first time to
Dude,
smoke. Yeah,
so
yeah,
many of
yeah.
my
Maggot,
good buds
maggot.
had forts, and that's
Yeah,
where we
exactly.
would make
For
homemade
sure.
bongs.
Who was it
and-
that like got you the weed? Was it some like older friends, or
Yeah,
was it
where
how'd that go?
Yeah, usually it was older friends, right?
Okay.
That was always the hook.
We
Was
always
there-
had we always had the kid. He would just steal it from his mom because his mom would.
We had a little of that.
That's pretty cool,
Yeah, a little,
yeah.
He
little
was like, I stole a
spillage.
nugget from
yeah.
my mom's.
Yeah, yeah,
dresser."
yeah.
We
It's
would do
always
that.
the worst weed you've ever had,
Yes.
though. It's like
Oh, it
great
always.
weed, but at the time you get so high.
You're like, what?
yeah.
Oh, that's all you
I
need.
didn't even know
Yeah.
weed could get this strong.
And we would do the same thing with liquor, right? We would
Yeah,
water down the
replace it with
liquor,
water,
and then
yep.
eventually we're like, oh, I wouldn't even drink that. Now that
Yeah.
it's so watered down.
Yeah.
We're
It's
gonna-
true. I've gotten caught doing that.
You got caught.
Yeah, as an adult. I was like 21.
adult?
I was like 22 years old.
They're like, just
Nice.
take it. We
They
don't
were like, "Can you just buy it for yourself?" Like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad he bought
Sorry,
a
that's
bottle of
hilarious.
gin for his friend, and I didn't know it was for his friend because he doesn't drink gin. I was like, he's never gonna notice that I've replaced this.
Right.
So I replaced it all with water. I drank a full bottle of Bombay, and then he gifted it to his friend, his like proper British friend, who was like, "What the fuck?"
This is water, mate.
Yeah, he's Australian.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Yeah, dude, it was like an ordeal.
So it got
called me
back to you
immediately.
Yeah.
Because his friend has kids too, so he knew. He was like, "Dude, your son definitely drank all of this
funny.
gin and replaced it with water."
Dang, you ratted you out.
It was like a business partner too. That deal definitely didn't go through.
You cost your dad business.
Oh,
Because
dude,
no
we used
way.
to. Oh my god, being a drunk idiot, you'd fuck up your dad's life
For
so
sure,
hard. I mean, I
100%.
was so. He had to pick me up from jail so many times.
Oh, yeah?
And
Yeah.
he would always do it, you know.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And it
yeah.
just barely or deal with that kind of bullshit.
That's
or drop,
always the
yeah.
argument that I wonder is like you never know if them helping is good or bad. Is it
It
better to?
depends.
There's a line, you know. It does
Yeah.
depend.
And
It
you
does
know that on
depend.
the way there, they got to be thinking like, is this where
For
am I on
sure.
this
What did he
line?
do? Yeah.
Yeah,
How do
yeah,
I?
yeah.
How do I make this a
Was your
lesson?
dad? Was he like? Would you consider him an enabler? Anyone in your family?
Yeah, I mean, well,
I would call it a soft enabler. That's what my dad was. He
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
he enabled, but it wasn't like he was egregious about it. He just was too dumb to know what he
Yeah,
was doing.
he's like, it's
you
my
know?
son. I gotta.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
He just,
think
it's coming from a place of
you're
love. you
blinded
know?
by love. Yeah, you don't know. You-
exactly. Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
You're in denial as well.
The first time I went to jail, my bail was $350, and they were like, "You're staying in there. We're not paying."
That's
that."
a good
that what
first
they
lesson,
did?
though.
Yeah. They're like, "Nope," and I stayed there for a month.
Whoa!
Now,
wow.
how soon after that did you like? What'd you go to jail for?
It was a pretty serious charge.
You're like, I mean, I murdered someone, but it was,
There was
not.
a serious charge
No
of
big deal.
$350
Yeah.
bail.
Well,
Fucking inflation, dude. Jesus.
It's
that-
10%. I remember
Oh,
when,
okay, so
when
it's
I was
3,500.
getting the bond, the judge. It was my first time getting arrested. I was
Okay.
on like
so it's $3,500 probably. Or
yeah,
something like
and
that.
I had heroin.
Yeah.
It was felony drug charge.
Okay, so heroin first time. Yeah.
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go,
First time actually going to jail.
Well, they just wanted you to sober up in there. Did
Yeah,
it work?
probably.
Did it
So
work?
speaking of enabling, they were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we're not doing."
Yeah,
that."
we're not gonna do that. That's
And
probably good.
It was bad because it was on Mother's Day too when I called.
All right, yeah.
Wow.
You're like, yeah, and also I called my
This-
mom a bitch.
Is this supposed to help me? Because I already feel better talking
Yeah,
to you too.
it should. It should.
We
I
build
feel
up.
great.
That should be the
I was
goal of
an
the podcast.
angel.
We want until we find someone who's worse than us.
It goes back to why we're qualified. I feel like to host this.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't believe like our
that we're.
past
Yeah. They
'cause
don't.
of-
They look at us. There's no way that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Although
9
I
years
did have
later,
someone
it's-
try and buy coke off me last night after the show.
You do have
Yeah.
coke selling vibes a little bit.
Do I? I look
The
like
mustache.
yeah, it's the mustache. They came up to me right after the show. They're like, they stopped me. I thought this chick was about to hit on me. I was like, what's going on?
I've
She
been
was,
there. Same
yeah,
thing.
and she was like, do you have any? And I was like,
Same thing. But it's the
what?
same chick. She was like, "You're touching your nose a lot." I'm like, "Okay."
I thought it was maybe because she like I go to the bathroom a lot, so I just thought she was like, oh, he's got to be doing coke.
that's
There's no
right.
way this guy pisses that much.
Yeah. Well, if you're a coke, you're alert to it, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
You always look. Your antennas
Yes.
are always up,
Yes,
so you're watching the
exactly.
bathroom. Every bathroom trip, you notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right?
like in
Because
any.
you're gonna ask about drug of choice. I was a coke. I was an
Okay.
upper.
That was your big one?
Anything upper. So you're just always like trying to find the seediness of
Yeah.
of society.
You can sniff it out.
You can't.
no
Oh yeah,
pun
yeah,
intended.
yeah. I'm not as some of my buddies were
Yeah.
truffle pigs for cocaine. Like,
It's
they could
kind
find
of
it
well. The
in
thing
any
is,
scenario.
there's
But-
this like universal connection. Whether it's coke, heroin, weed, once you start doing it, it is so much easier to notice all the people that
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. you're in the heights of your addiction. What's your like? This is my getting fucked up night.
So
Don't say names.
I would start a weekend where I'd have an 8-ball and then I would
Okay.
chop it, cut it with some shit.
Okay.
And then I would take off like a quarter of it to myself for the weekend. Yeah. And then it would be that radar of like who else has it, or calling buddies or texting buddies at 3 and 4 in the morning.
Yep.
So that was probably the peak of it. And all that was so that I could drink more.
Yeah.
That's all it did. It allowed
So
me
do
to
you
party.
still think that Coke was like the drug of choice, or was it really booze and Coke was just kind of the like thing to help you
both.
get there?
Probably at the root of it, it was because drinking was more social. I mean,
For
Coke is
sure.
social too, but
Yeah.
in like a shady way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing I say
socials like
matters.
beer. Drinking is like social out in the open, like beer pong, beer die,
Yeah.
shots. You know,
Yeah.
drinking. So just being able to do more of that.
Yes. Yeah.
And then like
Keep the party going.
Yeah, and then single too. So like trying to talk to girls, and,
Yep.
and it gave you
You just
instant
become
charisma.
a god. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I do think they kind of almost go hand in hand because I was more of a drinker, and like when I was getting into Coke, like I wanted to do the Coke more, but it just helped me drink more, and then you have to drink more because you're too up on the Coke. So you kind of like you can't do one without the other. It's weird when you
Yeah.
meet people who are like, they're like, oh yeah, I just do Coke by itself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're a
Yeah.
serial
Don't-
killer.
that guy's- yeah,
That's
don't trust
crazy.
that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and when you do them together, it makes like I forget the name. It's
Oh,
another,
there's
like,
it releases a certain
it's
chemical.
like a
in your
whole
brain.
nother drug that's like a different high.
So
Yeah.
that's that right there.
Yeah,
That what you're
that's
talking
your-
about.
whatever the
That
name.
is the choice. Yeah.
Yeah. That one, the combination.
The good news is that run was not a long run, long enough to do much permanent damage. I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah. How long was it?
That like kind of those cokey. That was
Yeah.
only like in the
like-
8-ball every week, and that was just
Yeah.
for like a semester or something.
Okay.
like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So-
So not. Yeah.
but then just that whole period of
Adderall.
time,
Yeah.
Adderall and all that stuff, that went to like for probably 6 years.
I feel like that's one of the ones that like sneaks up on people because everybody thinks, oh, you're getting
Oh, yeah.
prescribed, it's okay, and
Right.
and it's hard to notice if you actually are taking it as prescribed, but after a while, you'll be taking just more and more
Yeah.
and more. You
I was
know?
lucky; it became less accessible, and I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of forgot about it, and then and then I also didn't have the needs to get up and stay up all night drinking,
Right,
and I had
yeah.
a girlfriend who wasn't going, so I didn't have
Yeah.
the need for it as much anymore. Which did impact what would happen. Like I would get blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would come up every now and again, which was not fun. Which Coke kind of eliminates that issue.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
keeps you awake.
yeah.
And
So
take
that
an
was
Adderall to go to school the next day.
so that kind of started the next chapter of just like belligerent, dumb drinking.
So that was like, how long was that chapter?
This
That-
is college too, right?
No, this is
Like,
post college.
post-
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm actually moved from New Hampshire to Texas, and I took some sobriety for like a year and a half in my
Okay,
20s,
okay.
which that's like social suicide in some
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we figured out a little hack doing stand up comedy.
It
but
is. There's a certain, when I got sober, I had to cut off
Yeah,
anybody
you
I
need to
hung
have-
out with.
yeah.
I had to
it,
know.
like,
I had to like
naturally
be
happens, too.
totally, secluded from society to relearn how to like
Same.
enter it
Yeah.
without drink. Like it was treacherous
Yeah.
waters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So drinking isn't maybe not the same, but I mean, there's still some challenges with that,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And so I didn't, that was fine, but it didn't stick. And then I started drinking again, and that was, it would be fine. But what would happen is I could drink a lot. Like I was always known for drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
In college fraternity, we had like keg races, and they're
Okay.
like, you're the anchor, like you're the guy.
Okay,
that
and
just-
this is back. You're fit now. You were bigger back then.
well, I
right?
got bigger. So,
Yeah. Okay, because you were fit, and then the drinking got you bigger.
Pull up
you
a
think?
picture.
Yeah. Let's pull that up. Jamie,
Yeah.
go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah, let's time lapse some pictures.
Yeah.
No, I really didn't inflate until after college. Because in college, you're out late, you're walking around, you're doing
Yeah.
coke, you're doing all
Yeah,
you're stay-
exactly, yeah,
You're staying
Helps with the-
thin.
yeah.
It does.
When you
Yeah,
stop
it's
doing
true.
coke,
And then I
you-
just started sitting at a desk and and then just eating all day at the desk, whatever snacks vendors are bringing in, all the
Yep.
bullshit. And then they would take us out a lot at night, go drink, a lot of Red Sox games at the time and all that, right?
Okay.
So continuing to drink and then eating like an asshole, not doing coke, not walking to
Yep.
class, that all just inflated.
And then it just caught up to you. and then you're
300
like,
pounds, just big, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wild.
Uncomfortable.
300 pounds. What do you weigh now?
218 this morning.
Okay, so
yeah.
that's-
And that's all muscle, baby.
Oh, that's mostly
That is,
muscle.
that's
There's not a
thick
lot-
ass muscle.
Not a lot
okay?
of body fat
Shirtless
on
pic
that.
up there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just-
Yeah, let's get a
plenty
shirtless pic
online.
of Brian up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a journey. So, but all that's not drinking at all. Like people,
Yeah.
I always forget that one because it's just so I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
But that's what people are like. What do you eat? What do you do? And
Yeah.
I'm like, here's the diet. Oh yeah, fuck, I haven't drank in 6 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's like, oh yeah, that also affects things.
That's
for
pretty
sure.
big.
The
Yeah.
whole lifestyle of drinking, especially if you're drinking a lot of carbs through beer and stuff, but just like when you're out, like my biggest was I was drinking and just eating Whataburger every night, and you don't realize it.
Taco Bell.
And then I weighed 240, and I had like but I'm 6'5", so what? But I just had a big beer gut.
Yeah.
It was like a big beer belly. Yeah, so I had to get that together, but.
Do you ever drink the like non-alcoholic beers? Have you tried those?
I like Athletic, the IPA. I just always like the. Dude. You know what I love, dude. If when we had a bunch for our comedy festival, the Riot Festival, but
The Lagunitas?
no,
Those are
hop
good.
water.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
you had those from St. Arnold. That's what I love because it's 0 calories.
Yeah.
Like the Athletic, I'm
tastes
like,
a little-
yeah, this is fine, but I don't like crave a beer.
Right.
So I'm just getting calories for nothing.
Yeah.
But that 0 calorie
And
and
hop water is good.
delicious.
Yeah, breweries
I
have
drink
really good
2
hop waters,
cases of
too.
that. And you can't find it anywhere. I
Yeah.
ask all around, and when they offered St. Arnold offered to donate us stuff, I'm like, dude, give me a couple cases of hop water.
Bad Astronaut has some pretty good hop water.
Do they too?
Yeah, they have like a
Sponsors.
citrus cucumber hop water. It's really, really good.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the first time you gotten in trouble? Like, did you get in trouble with your family growing up, or like?
I mean, you heard it. My dad
Yeah.
bailed me out many times.
So what was the first time? Was that like a big
so
ordeal?
It was a big ordeal because I lived in a small town.
Okay.
So everybody is in everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
So me and 2 buddies, we were driving around. This is all in my hometown. This is what you did. You drove
Yeah.
around.
And what's your hometown?
Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Lebanon.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Naming a city after a Middle Eastern area
Yeah.
is never a good sign in America.
Yeah.
Did they not,
Palestine,
did they run out of
Lebanon,
names
these
or something?
places do not end up good when you name them after Middle Eastern places.
You're right. You're certain about that. It
Not
did
even,
not end up
not
good.
even like New Lebanon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just take theirs.
We're gonna have an Israel soon.
Yeah, was that next?
Yeah, we're gonna move it next to Palestine. Hopefully, nothing bad happens.
Lebanon, New Hampshire. Wait, New Hampshire.
Yeah, New Hampshire. Yeah, there's just not shit to do. So you drive around and you just smoke bowls and
Yep.
Yeah.
and just
Swag.
do of swag and
Yep.
just do bullshit. And yeah, so me and my buddies one night we were doing that, and we come upon
This
like
is high school?
High school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like junior or
Okay.
sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
And we come upon like an empty construction site. We're trying to operate a crane.
Oh, my God.
And we kind of got it moving, and then but luckily,
No, we got it working.
Yeah, we knocked down a
think-
building.
Yeah,
then,
but it was just one.
and then this cop found us. Luckily, they didn't like see us doing that. But then they started trailing us,
Oh,
and then
okay.
eventually they pulled us over.
Oh, yeah.
So like the real serious like trespassing and trying to operate
Yeah.
heavy machinery, like the real crimes,
Yeah.
like they don't catch any of that shit. They have nothing to do in
Right.
these small towns, so they're just looking for traffic stops, DWIs, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So they pinched
Anything.
us. And which is a bummer because my buddy got suspended for the year from the basketball team, and so that just fucking rippled through the
lame.
school.
Yeah.
All the parents knew that it was us
Yeah,
three.
what
being,
size was like the town you grew up in?
Yeah,
so my graduating class, 150.
Okay, so
Yeah, you see what I
pretty
mean?
light. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 3,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So I mean that was the first, and then I had like possession another time. I went to like a biker rally.
Oh,
like,
wow.
stand out at a biker rally.
Yeah.
Like bright yellow and blue
my
color.
God.
Like just I'm glad I got.
You wearing, like, a
They
rugby
saved
shirt?
me. Yeah, no, literally wearing a rugby shirt and like a
Yeah.
Corona matching hat.
It's like a scene in a movie. You walk in, you're like, "Hey, fellas!" They all turn around like, "What the fuck is this guy doing here?"
What
Yeah.
brought you to the biker rally?
that was just some of the things
Something
you
to
could
do?
do in New
Okay.
Hampshire.
Yeah.
There was like biker rallies. There's mud bogs. Mud bogs actually pretty dope.
What is
a
mud
mud bog?
bogs?
Yeah.
Hold
So-
on. Entire podcast stops right now.
Yeah.
Mud bogs.
Mud bogs, all a bunch of like 1,000 people are just sitting on this hillside.
Okay.
And then they have this muddy area where just dudes and trucks just try to get stuck and unstuck on the mud
Okay.
bogs.
Yeah, they just go mudding
And
like down in the ditch.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so you're
that's
just
awesome.
everybody's brings a 30 pack and a bunch of and
Okay.
you just sit there and you watch these
Just get a
guys.
ham.
These are
Yeah.
like
Do
New
this
Hampshire
thing.
rednecks.
Yeah.
just like-
Yeah.
Super small town stuff. Just
Yeah.
like, let's go watch these guys mud.
Let's
Mud
go down
bogs,
to
yeah.
Lebanon and fucking
Go
mud
mud
pit.
bogging.
Hell yeah, it's a good time. So that, and then like a lot of bonfires, parties in the
Yeah.
woods, that kind
Okay.
of stuff. Yeah, so a lot of opportunities to get arrested.
Okay, so a lot of trouble.
yeah,
Definitely. All right.
and then
But,
like
little stuff. nothing-
yeah, and then like some of no, well, I mean, they got more serious. It was always drug and alcohol related. though.
Yeah.
I never got pinched for anything
Throughout
unrelated to
all
that.
of this happening, is there any point where you're like, "There's a trend"?
Not until after. You just
Yeah,
kinda-
so it's happening a lot.
you-
Yeah,
like
that's
in
how
my
it goes.
case,
That's how
well,
it
in my
goes.
case, very different for you, but in my
Yeah.
case, I'm like, oh, that actually wasn't that hard to get out of. Oh, that
Yeah,
you just like
so you're
learn,
kinda
like
getting
take
it,
up
yeah.
the stakes, like
Right, so you're almost like not failing up, but just kind of like you're not facing any consequences.
Yeah.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, I mean, so you got pinched at the bike rally. I got my first DWI. You notice I say first, right?
Always gotta get one.
So that was like just me and my idiot friend. Here's the thing: I in that culture where I grew up, like I remember I was a freshman in high school, and I was starting on the lacrosse team because our star player got busted with weed and got
Okay.
kicked off the team for a year. So it's
Yeah.
like fucking culture up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But so a lot of the older girls liked me because I was playing in varsity
Yeah.
sports, starting all that stuff. So they would come, they'd be like, "No, just sneak out your window." So 'cause I'm like, I don't know if my parents let me out, so they would come pick me up and like, "Oh yeah, you can drive. You can have a few drinks and drive." So that's how you learn.
Yeah.
And then it was just normalized for me,
For sure.
and that's how you got to the bonfires. And then
Yep.
you gotta
Yeah.
get home somehow. It's not my fault.
There's no
It's
Uber
true.
in Lebanon.
There's no
in-
Ubers. There's no any of that. There's not even
2000,
taxis,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
that's or you can do the thing where your parents are like, just call me. You're not gonna fucking call
No,
your
yeah.
parents.
No,
you're not.
I've never
Got it,
once.
Ma.
They
You
offer.
need any help? Just call me. I'm like, I would call the devil before I would call you. Okay.
Hell yeah. So I got that, and here's the weird. My dad at that point was like, "You should probably join the military," and this was March 2001, right? So if
Okay,
I joined the
September,
military, I'm
yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
Afghanistan,
yeah.
Iraq,
Okay,
Afghanistan, like that. That's
Yeah.
tours.
Was
dude.
it already like he was saying that and that shit had already gone down, or it was like?
No, he was
soon
saying because
too?
he's like, dude, you keep getting in trouble. Like
Yeah.
you gotta.
Like he was giving you as an option. Like
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
Like, are you military family at all, or is it? Just,
No,
so it was
no.
just
I
out of
think that's
nowhere?
just a classic dad thing.
Yeah.
Here's an option for like they don't know what
You
to.
need
They're like,
discipline
yeah, this is
and-
good for you.
Yeah, he's like, I failed with discipline, so
Right.
let's have
right
some.
before
Yeah.
9/11.
Let me
Dude,
outsource
yeah.
the discipline.
So I'm glad I didn't start drinking that Kool-Aid, and I was just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to college because I want to part. That's where you can really
yeah,
party.
yeah.
Like,
Like, let me
let's-
get it
let's
together
figure
just
this
enough so
out.
I can party
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah.
And then at the time, the school that I went to was the #1 ranked party
Where'd you
school
end
in
up
the
going?
country, University of New Hampshire.
Okay, and
so
it was
like,
number
it
one
was
at
the
the
top
time?
in Playboy.
Yeah, and it was
right?
like right there. So yeah, that's kind
yeah.
of perfect.
But then they started cracking down because they didn't want, that's a bad rep. So then
Right. I guess it's
By the
not
time I got
good
there,
for a
they're-
school to have.
They're cleaning up the streets, but I was still able to.
What town was the college in? Was it in Morocco?
So it's University. Yeah, no, it was Durham, New Hampshire,
Durham.
University of New Hampshire. When I got there, I was still playing lacrosse, and that was good. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna join a fraternity and quit sports and just go
Party.
full time party.
Hell
And
yeah.
I did that for 4 years.
There you go.
I say 4 years because the first semester was lacrosse. Did 4 years. I did an extra one at the
Oh,
end
okay,
there
yeah,
just because
yeah.
I'm like, this is too much fun.
Yeah.
Not
Oh, okay. So
leaving.
you really hung on there. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm not finished yet.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Having too
And
much
in
fun.
fact, when I left there, I was like, all right, I want to become a professor so I can stay in this
Just so I can
environment.
keep it going. We got it. Hey, the dream never dies.
And believe it or not, I mean, I'm still like, I'm working my way towards adjunct. I'm getting
Oh,
involved.
yeah.
I've been involved with U of H for years. With their,
Yeah,
with their
yeah, that's
entrepreneur
true.
program.
Yeah.
I'm working with Rice on another program right now. So yeah, it's
Nice.
probably going
so in a roundabout way, you still have gotten.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna
like,
get
yeah.
back into Coke soon.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Let's go. That's the whole point of the podcast. We just want to show people how easy it is to get back into drugs.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right. So
What do we got
covered
left?
some of this. Let's see. Does your family, are they big drug? Is there drug use in your family at all? Like, is that
Not
something?
as much drug use. I mean, like a weird
Alcoholism or-
alcohol kind of deal, but
Right.
like that kind
Typical
that'll
stuff.
happen to any family.
Dad,
Alcoholism
mom.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
big time. Like
Okay, yeah.
For example, my grandmother Sylvia, she died at 53 cirrhosis. Right. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to
She
give you an
was
idea,
hardcore.
and they're like Eastern European,
Okay.
Lithuanian
That's,
vodka.
Are they straight from there, or their parents? Were?
Second generation.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so she vodka'd herself to death.
For sure.
And I got to see kind of the end of all that. It was messy, right? And that'll mess you up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's funny because you'll see stuff like that, but then I mean, as an addict, you're still like, nah, it still seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I
Right.
remember.
No, you don't.
right.
It
Like
doesn't quite land.
we have alcoholics in our family. My mom would always say, "Be careful, because it runs in the family." And I was like, "Nah, it's not gonna hit me." And then,
Yeah.
Oh,
sure
yeah.
enough,
My dad was drunk on the phone before we started the
Yeah,
podcast.
I think we were rolling. We could.
Yeah, exactly. My grandfather was also drunk, but he cleaned it up, and then he ended up
Okay.
getting type 1 diabetes at 42, which is my age right now,
Oh,
by the
shit.
way. So that's something to keep an eye on. But he never drank again after
Yeah.
that.
That's
And that's
good.
same thing I'm on.
That's interesting. Yeah, my grandpa had that. There's something about like I don't know what it is. The older generation, he drank heavily, and then around like 70 or so, like he just stopped because I guess he had health problems and he just quit until he died, basically.
Right.
But up until then, he was like alcoholic level, you know. So I don't know what that is.
I'd be interested to know if I go back to it at that age. I don't think so. Like right now, I'm like, I don't. It's like to me, it's poison.
Yeah.
For sure,
I've
100%.
totally worked it on my brain. I never
So
want.
there's just no way to live with it, you know.
Maybe at the later years of my life, it's just fuck it. You know?
More than drinking, I'm shooting dope.
Well,
Yeah, dude. If an asteroid's coming towards the Earth, I'm like, all right, fuck
Where's
it, break
the
out
crack?
the. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna do some of this new shit. There'll be AI drugs by
I can't
then.
wait. Yeah, the new shit. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
yeah.
You'll just do a Neuralink,
Yeah.
and it'll just be better than anything you've ever had.
Get on it, Elon. Let's
Yeah, come on, dude. Let us relapse. All right. Favorite time of year to use drugs? You a summer boy or a winter guy?
Man, see, here's the deal. In New Hampshire, you just brave out these shitty winters.
Yeah,
it's
that's a
dark,
different
it's
kind of
cold.
winter.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that first like fucking spring day where the sun's out and then the girl, like every year there's like a new fashion thing that's slutty that like girl, like
Yeah,
everyone
that
goes,
they're
like,
ready
white
to
skirts
expose
and like they're like,
themselves
oh, I
as soon
can't
as-
wait for that first.
That's so funny.
So-
That's a
It's something
different
we
up
missed out
north
on, yeah.
thing. Is like girls just waiting in the cold, preparing, hibernating to be slutty. Like
That's
we didn't
funny.
have that.
That's what we have, yeah. And then men, it's just like a whole mating rich. Like you're like, all right,
the
summer's
men are
coming,
spending the
gotta
winter
start.
plotting and planning. And
This is like late '90s, early 2000s. So what are they? What are the girls
Early
wearing?
2000s.
Yeah, what are they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The ones I remember-
we got some like low cut jeans.
Yeah, there was like these white skirts that they
Yep.
would wear. Those were cool. They would all like wear low cut jeans and
Yeah,
they
I
got
remember
exposed
that.
thongs.
With
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the
so-
thongs coming up through
all
the
the
low
way
cut
like
jeans.
halfway up their back.
That was
It's like-
good. Capri. I was never like big on capris. They grew on me like
Yeah.
anybody, but like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
became
yeah.
big.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, less.
So the spring was more. It was more celebrated. You
It
would
was
say.
like
Yeah,
time
I
to
think
party.
so.
That's
but
interesting.
then-
That is definitely like it's a location thing. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah, I've never
being in
looked at that together.
Texas, when we talk to people, we're like, oh man, the winter is the best because it's so hot during the summer.
Right.
By the time you get to the winter, it's the same thing where we're like,
nice out.
it's chilly. You know, you can be in your car and smoke or whatever. or
Dude,
do-
I don't think
you know.
I wouldn't. I think all seasons. I was an all seasons
That's
drinker.
true. Yeah,
I
yeah,
really, I could make a case
Yeah.
for anything. Like when,
That
you
is
know,
true, yeah.
going to the
It's all
hot tub
seasons.
after skiing all day.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
having a cold beer and that. Like
When it comes down to
shower
it, if
later.
you're a true blue alcoholic, like it will be any time of day.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, I could do it night, morning, whenever.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, but I'd say that springtime really kind of resonates the most.
All right, let's see. How much do you think, if you were to
Ooh, yeah,
guess,
that's my
how much do you
favorite
think you've
question.
spent on drugs?
Spent on
yeah.
drugs.
Drugs,
whole-
alcohol, the whole kit
From
and
12
caboodle.
years old to now.
Yeah.
Does that include paying fine?
Yeah.
Crack. Yeah. Does it include paying fines?
No, just purely on what
drugs.
you put in your body.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
I did so because I sold weed. I did a lot of break even work.
Okay.
Nice. Well, that's what
Yeah.
you did back then. You'd buy weed
Yeah.
just to get high.
Yeah, that's
So
a
that
good
really
point.
negates a lot
Yeah, that's a good
of
point.
spend
That's a good point.
because I was doing, probably tens of thousands of dollars worth
Yeah,
of drugs for
for
free
sure.
over that
Yeah,
period.
yeah, that's a good point.
So economically smart.
And we're talking
Yeah.
about beer too.
yeah.
Beer,
Oh, dude,
Coke,
I kind of
pills,
calculated
weed.
when I quit drinking. I was like,
figure it
there's
out.
got to be a
Yeah.
financial impact,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it felt like about $6,000 to $7,000 a year
Okay.
Probably minimum. I would,
on
yeah.
alcohol,
For
Just
sure.
alcohol, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you multiply that out by the good. What did I have a fucking 20? No, I didn't have a 20-year run. What did I have?
How 30 years we talking?
37. All right, let's just throw a number out there so I'm not doing math in
Okay.
public. Let's say 150 grand.
You think
Nice.
about, but that's probably accurate.
Yeah.
I think when I was in rehab, they made us calculate it. In
Yeah, there's
mine,
like a-
mine just I did drugs for 10 years, and most of it was like stealing money from my parents and shit. But I still spent like 70 or 80,000.
Yeah.
You just add it. You got the weed, Coke, pills, drinks.
I smoked
like,
a lot of cigarettes. Out of
cigarettes.
15
If you
years,
add those in, that's
I got to
yeah.
match 15 years of cigarettes. They were cheap when I was
Yeah,
when
they're
I
like
started.
$4 a pack.
They're nuts.
325. I mean, I smoked these Marlboro
And you'd
27s.
collect them
That
there
was my-
points.
27s. I was a 27.
You were
man,
27
too.
guy?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
That was always good when you'd find like a guy that smokes
Yeah,
the same
that's the
brand
same
as you. That
ones,
was a
yeah.
good bonding experience. I
Yeah.
thought they tasted great.
27s were nice. They
I
weren't
think
too light, not too heavy.
Not too light, not too heavy.
Better than what were the
The reds would fuck you up. You had to, if you had to
Oh,
do
yeah.
reds all night, you
Reds
would
were
not
the first
feel-
one, the first
filterless
pack
reds
I bought.
before.
Filterless.
Well, we didn't.
Oof.
This is how young we were. We were like 16, going to a Tool concert, taking ecstasy.
Yeah,
Like,
y'all
we
were
need
some
cigarettes.
tools, all right.
and we bought the wrong pack, and we fucking just changed.
Many times. How many times you bought a
Yeah.
soft pack by accident?
Yeah,
Or
like-
when I was underage, you just have to take what
Whatever
they
they
fucking
give you,
give you. You're like, I'll take it.
I bought my first pack was Cowboy Killers, red 100s,
Oh, those
and
will
I
fuck
was
you up.
smoking them, and I was like, this is a mistake.
Dude, I hated Marb Lights. Like,
I like
Yeah.
lights.
Did
I
you
smoked
like
them,
it?
Well, so I
Can't-
smoked 27s for a couple years, then I smoked lights for like 2 years, and then for my last
Camel
stretch I
Crush.
did Camel Crush is a good
In
one.
rehab.
Camel
Camel
Crush.
Crush, rehab. That's a rehab
Camel
Camel
cigarette.
Crush, not bad, right?
That and Parliaments, but
Yeah, P
Yeah.
Funks.
yeah, but I would smoke a Marlboro Special Blend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For
yeah.
like
I would
3
do
or
that.
4 years,
I know
because that
those.
was in between the light and the 27. It
Yeah.
wasn't quite as dark as the 27, not quite as
I was
light.
pretty
as the
loyal
light.
27 throughout my
Yeah.
smoking
Yeah,
career.
27 Club. Let's go.
Let's fucking smoke some cigarettes.
I don't know, I feel like you guys have
Stogies.
any smokes?
Let's hack some darts.
I think
I think. Oh, what's your least favorite drug? Have you tried one where you were like, not for
never
me?
again.
I had a pretty horrific acid trip.
Okay,
that's a lot, yeah.
interesting.
It was pretty rough. I was at a fish show in Albany, New York,
Ooh.
and we got some, and then they weren't kicking in, so then we
Yeah.
got some more,
Okay.
and I think it was mixing 2 different acids, and then I
Right.
think the first ones kicked in.
Oh, and y'all got them from like someone else.
It just got it just
Yeah.
got layered on there.
and you're in Albany, New
And it
York.
could have been that the first ones just took a while or something.
That's
So you
what I
could have
mean.
just like
so
doubled down.
it was a lot, and it was mixed, and
Yeah.
it just flipped me, dude. I like
Yeah.
couldn't
I've been
leave.
there.
I had to like stay in somebody's room, and I couldn't leave the bed. I was
Did you-
Just, I,
Yeah.
It started where we were watching Happy Gilmore and the golf ball scene. It
Yeah.
fucking blew my mind.
Yeah, you're
they
like,
showed the
what?
golf ball.
How did they even film that?
And then I lost my ability to swallow. I was eating pizza, and I'm like, I can't swallow this pizza. And
The
then
fact that you were knowledgeable enough to like access that. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can't eat this. You could say that.
and that was when I was just like, I have to put myself to bed, but you're not going to sleep. So I was just stuck in this room
Yeah.
for hours, just insane.
Did you make it through the whole fish show?
This I did, yeah. This
Yeah.
is after the show.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
How was the show though? That
Yeah.
you made it through the show, but that was still miserable.
Yeah, the show
Yeah.
was awesome. It was great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fish. It was 2,000 fish.
So even though you were having a bad trip, like the show was good.
yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
distract you enough.
And
like,
then it
all
was
right.
after.
Yeah.
I think we got another. My memory escapes me a little bit. I think we got another dose after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you do have a drug problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like,
Yeah.
you could tell you're like, I don't like this. Give me another one.
You're like, we're going to our hotel in Albany. Let's take more acid.
We're going to the most boring place on earth.
Well, we
Let's
were
take some
in,
more
and it
acid.
was I was visiting my buddy who lives there, and he was at a pharmaceutical school at the time.
Okay.
And they had all kinds of good shit,
Yeah.
right? So,
yeah, I bet.
so there was still, it was like going out to party at a
Yeah,
college. So
okay.
It wasn't just like
Yeah.
post fish show, go to the hotel, nothing to do.
Yeah. All right. So before we drive into the full thing, do you think you have a drug problem?
Oh yeah.
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 There we
Yeah.
go. That's what
Yeah.
we
Oh,
figured.
it's
yeah.
not even.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty obvious by that last acid statement. That was.
Yeah.
That really put the acid nail in the coffin.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll go in and out of a weed and mushroom
Yeah.
habit.
Yeah,
Just
weed
depending
habit.
on what. If I have a lot going on, I'll cool
Yeah.
it and just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
let
yeah.
it clear. So that it's just that just shows that like I'm still hanging on, even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
even though I'll
for
never
sure.
drink again, and that was a major issue for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't do blow again. If somebody offers me an Adderall on the right night, I'll throw that
Right.
thing back.
Interesting.
I got
Okay.
shit to do. Let me-
Yeah, I got. I'll save this for
Yeah.
production day.
We call that college sober.
Yeah,
College
but I'll tell you though, I took some like real strong Adderall, and it didn't help me focus.
Really?
Like it did in college.
Yeah.
it was like too much.
Did it just have you like kind of
It-
going?
Yeah, just a little too.
Yeah, I'm
cracked
sure
out.
if you. I think because
If
I
you've
only
been away
ever.
from it from a while and you take it.
Yeah, and I only ever took too much, so it always just.
So I'm
can
kind
always
of
do
cool with not really doing that either.
Yeah.
It's fun,
Caffeine.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
anything at the end of the day, you can find a way to abuse it, you know. But
Oh yeah, if you try hard enough.
exactly.
All right, are you ready to
I think
get into the
I think that covers.
story
Yeah,
time?
we've got our baseline down. Let's get into a story. Okay,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yes.
All right, shoot, let's do it.
Okay, so me and my buddies from college, my fraternity brothers, we were going on spring break together in Acapulco, Mexico.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Acapulco, Mexico, not New Hampshire.
Yeah. Just down the road from the Lebanon.
Acapulco, Mexico, and Student City. Is that, you guys know what that is?
Student City?
Okay, so it was just this
Sounds made up.
program. It was a multi-marketing scheme where like
Okay.
one
Okay.
kid would recruit as many people as he could to get his free trip, and then it went up from there,
That's
right?
so funny. It's a
heard
kid's
of
multi-marketing trip
for like a
scheme.
party.
Correct. It's a whole scheme for kids to go on spring break, and so basically what would happen is they would rent like a whole entire hotel, and then they would hire like guests. There was like a hypnotist and real world road rules celebrities, and I'll talk
Okay.
about that more in a second. But anyway,
This sounds like some kind of perfect scheme for like Epstein or something, just to lure.
The fact that there's a
people.
hypnotist there. Is
Yeah,
but
this
keep going.
is not.
this isn't even part of the story that I'm going to tell, but like, so they also chartered their own airline or their own airplane. And it wasn't Ryan Airlines is known as a cheap ass one in Europe, and I've taken
Ryan
that.
Airlines?
Yeah, but Ryan Airline at the time, I think it might even be different. They rented, it was their plane.
Yeah.
On the way back from Acapulco, and by the way, I took 100 milligrams of Ritalin or Adderall right before we took off.
Of course,
Was it
smart
100
idea.
or 200?
When
Yeah,
you take
200.
a long flight, you want to be awake the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the dumbest
And
thing ever
paranoid.
because as we were taking off, and I was in the emergency row exit.
Yeah.
The engine that was on my side fucking exploded.
Oh
and
my
we had,
God.
I watched it, and that's like on a lot of.
Yeah,
just-
you were tweaked out. You're like, did
And
I
then-
do that?
Did I imagine that?
Did I imagine that was my first thing?
Yeah.
And then like all the stewardess are like booking it down the
Yeah,
thing, and,
I bet.
and the guy comes on. He's like, "All right, we have to turn around and do an emergency landing back in Acapulco with one engine or two."
Were y'all
engines."
in the air?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like right after
yeah.
takeoff? Or?
My.
So
I would
then
have had a heart attack.
it was pretty fucking scary.
Yeah.
And I was already, this is crazy, but like the girl, I was sitting next to this girl, a friend of ours that came with us. I was like imagining like jumping out the plane with her. Like I had already in
You
my
were
head.
so
like,
tweaked out. You're like, I'm gonna save us. She's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like not even actually happening.
They're like landing.
I didn't
you
know.
just kill a woman.
Yeah, so I can't make any of this up. This is real. And then we emergency landed. We had that night we had to sleep at the airport. The next night, that Student City place put us up in a hotel. 2 nights there, no trip, like no way back. We had no way out. And so my parents didn't give a fuck. I don't think they knew I was there, but other parents were like really worried about their kids. So anyways, that's not even the story. While we were there,
Wait, hold on. The girl next to you on the plane, did you like have a crush on her? Or anything?
did, yeah.
I was gonna
Okay.
say because the whole time they were probably like about to crash. Brian just like act cool, man. Don't act.
got you,
Don't.
babe.
You can't budge. She's like screaming. He's like, don't worry, I got us.
yeah, I got you, babe. So anyway, so while we were there, I discovered a talent I had. So there was one day we were every day there was a different party at a different place. This place
And this
was
is
like
Student City.
Yeah.
In Acapulco, Mexico.
Acapulco, Mexico.
Student City.
Student City. They got us like this like pool bar thing, like a fake cenote, like a cave
Okay.
thing. And then they had
Oh,
a
I know exactly what
contest
you're talking
during it where they were having a belly flop contest.
Okay.
Okay.
And like at the time, it was road rules,
I was
real
gonna say
road,
spring
real
break.
road.
yeah, those are the
TV
gauntlet,
and
all
stuff.
that stuff.
So
is
they
really
had
popular,
Tanya,
yeah.
who was like from, I don't remember which one she was
Ooh,
from.
Tanya. Okay, let's pull up a picture of Tanya. I'm gonna need to know what she looks like.
Yeah, she's blonde. She looks like Tanya Harding almost
Yeah.
in some ways. Just
Okay.
party.
Interesting.
Yeah, road rules party.
She'll break your
Tanya
shins
Harding.
or something.
Yeah, but anyway, so what you would do is she would pour tequila down your throat, and then you would jump off this like 20-foot thing and belly flop. And I was like, at the time, I was in pretty good shape, so I was like the smallest guy in it,
Yeah.
and I was all these fat guys. But like, I discovered the form. I was just like, you just jump, and then you reach back for your heels as
Yeah.
best you can, so it just opens you up.
And you just get the biggest splash.
Boom! So I did that 3 times, just destroying my body.
I was
from
gonna
20
say
feet
there,
up.
you must have like broken a rib or something. How are you?
What are
Probably.
you winning?
And then I won. So I won. I won this contest.
I want a trip to the hospital.
Yeah, do you
Well, that's
Tanya?
later.
Like-
That's late. That's coming later. But yeah.
Okay, Tanya at Student City with the belly flop contest.
Road
every
rules.
every next step in this story
It's got
seems like
rules.
you're just making it up right now. Honestly, none of this is making sense.
So what do you win? So I won 2 bottles of tequila from wherever the sponsor
Okay.
tequila, and then I won a bungee jump. So
Oh.
above this,
Oh, okay.
So here's the cenote thing. 13 stories up is like a bungee jump thing over the
not
cenote.
do that.
Well, I did it.
No.
And it sucked. It was
Really?
I would never
Oh.
bungee jump again.
Just because it wasn't fun, or
No,
like,
well, the first jump was sick. You're like, woo, you're heading
Yeah.
down. It's
Yeah.
fun, and then it retracts you and pulls you back up. And then there's just like this period of weightlessness that you're
Yeah.
just like, I'm getting caught in this.
you kind of
wheel.
reach like almost like a terminal velocity where you don't really
stinks.
know.
And then you're just like, get me off it. And
Yeah,
they
I'm ready to
don't.
get
And then you go
down
back down and you
for
go
a
back up.
while,
You're
you
like,
just-
get me off of this fucking thing. And it's just
yeah,
this.
yeah.
recoil. So anyway, so I did that, and then I drank one of the bottles of tequila, and then I got lost on the beach, and they found me later, whatever.
The
So
entire ball of you had to celebrate. You won.
drank
you
one,
know?
lost one, and then but the important.
You lost one of your prizes.
Yeah. I think I gave it to anyway. But
Hopefully, you gave it to the girl you almost crashed with.
I know, but so that happened. So I discovered I had this talent. Now, fast forward, like
Talented belly
just
flop.
any day, any night at any place, there was coffee tables, and they're just like all my buddies who were there. They were just they had a rule. There was a rule I had. I'm like, you asked me once, I'll say no. You asked me again, I have to do it.
Okay.
So they
You made that rule for yourself
Is
for
that
the
rule
trip.
still in effect?
Guys, seriously, you got to stop enforcing this rule on me. They're like, dude, we're not even asking you. Okay, fine. I'll give you all hand jobs.
I guess I'll do it.
no, and
Ask me
they would
again.
make me do some weird shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, another I can't. I'm
You're just going into it like,
the hand job nights are another story.
yeah,
but,
exactly. We're
No,
gonna be
but that was
interested
my
in
stupid rule. I don't know what. It's
You just came up with that one day?
something I live by.
Yeah.
And
All
so
right,
they.
well, does that still take effect today?
Yeah.
It's been canceled. It's
Okay,
since,
all right. I was
yeah,
gonna say.
heard it
it's
here.
expired. But
No more asking questions of Brian.
But so now that I had this skill, like anytime it was late night and we were all coked out, they're just like, you gotta belly flop
You
that
gotta
coffee
flop, dude.
table, and I'll be like,
coffee
no.
on the
table.
coffee table,
And they'd be like, Brian, you gotta belly flop that coffee table. And I'd be
like, all right,
okay. And so yeah, I mean, just night after night of just destroying coffee tables
Yeah.
at parties all over the college.
Oh my god.
You're
Right.
known as the
I did it in a swamp. There's a video of YouTube of me and doing it in a
All
swamp.
right, we gotta
But
find that.
the last one that I did ever, I
The
did
last belly flop ever.
well.
He's
it-
You
retired.
remember
He's
your
retired.
you remember
It was-
it? I
well,
remember it like it was yesterday.
I can't forget it. It was the only table I couldn't get. I kept
You remember it because it defeated you.
I kept
He
going up.
finally met his match.
How many times did you try?
And this is my heaviest too. I was the heaviest.
He put on
300
weight
pounds.
just for this. He
And I-
buried the lead. He got fat just so he could belly flop.
And it was
properly.
the best. I had the best form. I had the weight. I had everything, and I couldn't defeat this table. So probably after like 15 jumps, because I chanted on, I'm like, I'm not going to lose to this table. I quit it, and then we just kind of went on with partying. The next day, I was up all night, just coke and the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, my buddy's like, I need to ride back from Durham, New Hampshire to Malden, Mass. And I was like, I'll do it. So I drove him an hour and a half back to Malden, Mass. On the way back, my chest started like just the pain I had never
Yeah.
experienced.
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
drugs are wearing
I
off.
am dying. So I got to the nearest hospital and I got like EKG, like
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
things
they
stuck
hook
to
you
me.
everything
You're
up.
having a
tested-
heart attack.
Yeah. I was like, and if you looked, I was almost 300 pounds. Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
plausible.
They were like, "This guy's having."
And everything came back negative, and I didn't tell them anything. I wasn't like I tried
that
to jump through a.
That would have been
coffee table
interesting if they
15
just
times.
knew. They're like, all right, we're getting some interesting results here. Random question.
Why is there a
Have you been
magazine?
belly flopping on
Yeah.
tables
Why is there a
already?
magazine stuck to your stomach?
Why
Like,
is Ethan Allen imprinted in your chest?
on your chest right now? Yeah.
so that was my last belly flop, and
Last-
I haven't done. I
You
literally
hung it up after that,
This is
huh?
at the student center, student city.
Student City.
no, dude. This
This
what,
was
that's what
later.
kicked
That was
it off.
that was the
This
initiation.
is
Okay.
years and
That was
years.
the genesis
Like, that's when
of
you
belly
discovered
flop
it.
Brian.
Dozens of coffee tables later.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not even kidding. Like
Old
it was
BFB,
just
belly flop Brian over
We
here.
do it. We do it. Coffee tables into bushes, into the pond, like anywhere they
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
fit-
You were
they
the
could-
belly flop king.
Yeah, that was
the
what I had.
BFK.
And then like some younger kid at the frat like started doing them,
Oh, he was trying to rip your style.
and then that's when I knew it was time to move
What a
on.
hack,
retired,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a hack.
Yeah,
Funny.
exactly.
He's like, "Oh, Brian's out. Injury. He's on the injury list."
Yeah.
He
That
moved
kid
right
saw
in
it
there.
as his time to shine.
Hell yeah.
Any given Sunday, you know? That's
Yeah.
what they say. Dang. You
About
think you'll ever flop again?
I've been looking at this table.
Ian.
If
I
I
don't
get
know.
up
We
on
might
that,
that
maybe if
might
I
have
get
to
up,
be.
if I get up on that stool over there, I think
I
could
don't know.
probably-
Ian, can he break it?
Don't.
Is there a leaflet in there?
Yeah, let's.
I know.
I think it's got a center base.
Yeah, I was thinking about training my kids.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
there you
become
go.
the belly
Yeah.
flop masters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool,
Yeah.
man.
I'm kind of curious. What was the scam of the student city?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
how
back.
did that
Yeah.
work? Like you recruited people.
No, I didn't do it. It wasn't even
Yeah,
me.
you
yeah,
end up there,
yeah.
It was my buddy that does. One of my good buddies I still hang out with.
But they would just like tell you like, "Hey, pay all this money, you can come party," or like.
yeah,
how did-
it like attract like for example that dude and guys all over this country would later became like club promoters selling
Yeah,
tables.
of course.
There.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like
It's
gives
like
those
that.
guys that
Interesting.
Yes.
that energy or that kind of that career path. That's if you can call that a career.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think it's there's a lot of guys that just like start entering that realm where they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make money, and they just the first thing they do is a pyramid
knives.
scheme.
They do
Yeah.
knives.
Knives.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a friend
That's what I
who-
thought when you said
They
it.
usually a lot of them start insurance, life insurance.
Life
That'll be the
insurance.
first. That's the
Painting
entry
houses,
level
remember that
scamming.
one? You guys remember painting houses?
Yeah,
that
I
was a
do.
big one. You didn't have that one?
No,
We had
not painting
Cutco.
houses.
Everyone
Everybody
of my
had
friends did
Cutco.
Cutco.
Yeah.
But like getting house painting gigs was another one
Okay.
that they would hustle college students for.
No, I remember my friend tried to take me to a lot of seminars about life insurance, and I was like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
Trying
I'm
to
not-
do drugs.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. They won't insure me, so there's no way this is happening.
No, I think we could work on a treatment plan. Maybe
We should. I
Yeah.
think honestly. Let me see. Treatment plan. I'm thinking.
I think
hold on.
I think. What do you got? I think you should start a multi-level marketing.
Okay.
What do you got? I think you should cash in his merit points.
Oh yeah, that's true.
All
Okay.
right, what do you have?
3 belly flops per week.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good. All right, so we got a nice little treatment plan here for you.
as
So,
doctors,
Yeah, because we are qualified to give you.
we have a
treatment.
clipboard, so
Yeah.
that kind of
Makes us a doctor, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, Dylan, what do you got for him?
I think you need to go back and cash in all your merit point cigarette
Yeah,
points
you
that
need
you
to
have.
redeem
They could be
those.
worth money.
It's true, and you could
maybe-
pass those on to your
I
children.
probably
Yeah.
inherited those. You know, my
Yeah.
dad did pass in January. I got to go through his stuff and
There you
find
go.
those
Take
old.
a trip back to fucking Eastern Europe, New Hampshire,
Sure.
wherever the fuck you're from.
Get a cool jacket with merit on it. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly. And then, okay, we do need you to start performing at least 3 belly flops per week.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get
that's
back in
gotta
the game.
happen.
Yeah.
You need to get back to the belly
Practice
flops.
with like smaller tables first. I
Yeah,
think,
like
maybe.
do picnic tables. You know, the foldable tailgate
Is the objective for me to
ones.
go conquer that table?
I think
I
that's
think
what you need to
eventually-
do. Honestly,
It's in. Where's
It's-
that table?
I
at?
remember I could build it. I remember it so
remember
well.
build it from scratch. So that's what we're gonna start with. Okay, we're gonna do some replicas just
Yeah.
for you to get some reps in,
Made out of,
and then
like,
we're gonna
foam
work
or
you back to
something? Yeah,
building
yeah.
so you can actually beat that table.
The champ never forgets when he loses his belt. You know.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You got to get that back. And then we do think that you should probably start a multi-level
Yeah.
marketing firm.
Yeah, and
I
we
think
wanna
that'd be
help.
good
It sounds
for
like a
you.
good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So, and we can use that to sell tables.
Yeah.
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 So if anybody's interested in newly refurbished tables, slightly broken, we do have those available.
But yeah,
That's
you
it.
are definitely a drug addict.
You are, for
and
sure.
I
Yeah,
think
you're a
if you
drug
follow
addict.
this treatment plan,
You'll
do
still be a
good.
drug addict.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you'll
you'll be doing great in life.
Thanks, boys.
All right,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you. Give it up for Brian.
Anything
Yeah, is there
you want to
anything?
plug or
Yeah.
anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Riot Comedy
Riot
Club.
Comedy
If you're in
Club,
Houston,
check 'em out.
Texas, Riot Comedy Festival in April. If you're in Houston, Texas. If you're not in Houston, Texas, we got a lot of great content. The Riot Comedy Club on YouTube. There's a lot of cool stuff coming
Check it out.
We got some
Instagram
specials.
too. Follow them on Instagram. A lot of
Live
good reels.
streams.
Yeah, TikTok.
Oh yeah, the live streams are
at the
popping
Riot
off.
Comedies is our Instagram. Great place to kind of keep an eye on what we're
Yeah,
doing.
and we can. I think we can plug all that in too.
Yeah.
We'll put that up there.
Hell yeah. Thanks, boys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Thank
Good
you so
stuff.
much,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it.
War stories. Boom.